Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen. Looks like the properties has been switched. Every time I do an update with Windows, it changes the properties. So, truly sorry about that. Anyways, to go back to the bomber setup with the window, if you noticed in the early part of the video, I typed in less than cover. I called in some Spitfires. Looks like one is already broken off and gone home. And then when I get in the air, I fly over the airfield in the direction that I'm flying and where I want to go to maintain my course. That's when I call in my bombers. I called in 6 Wellingtons. So I did the less than cover 18 space 6 space capital VIC and then 3. Now I'm at a climb rate of about 600 feet per minute. RPMs are 2430. Temps are good at 220. And I'm just going to climb out. The only time that you really get real concerned about your temperatures is when your altitude is between 8 to 12,000 feet. You need to really begin to pay attention to your temps. Again, I took off from a really far back base. I'm just going to go on a nice long coffee hop from the back bases. And then today I'm going to spend all day working on repair operations. It looks like the Germans have taken their toll on our frontline fighter bases. So we have Gravesend's out, Rochester's out, Roseford's out, East Church is out, Ramsgate, Manston, Canterbury, Hawkins, Lim, Littlestone. All the mainline frontline fighter bases are out. So we need major repair operations. So those of you that those pilots that are coming in here, we need to, I'm going to hit this jackboot factory in Calais, and then I'm going to start repair operations. I still have the some gasoline thing in Bravo Delta 1735. Bravo Delta 17, number pad 3 and 5, so it's got to be right in here. So what you do is when you look at that Bravo Delta 1735, you break it into quadrants. So Bravo Delta 17 is this one. Number pad 3 would be 1, 2, 3 if you put that block on a number pad. And then this is block number 3, and then you're looking at 3, 5. So it's got to be in here somewhere by this little forest is where I'd be looking for that Luftwaffe Flupen-Zingler 9L. So that's how you read that 17.3.5. Alright, still flying towards the jackboot factory. I'm going to grab my coffee. Again, call signs Black Knight. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Welcome to my early bomber hop. I said yesterday that I was going to do a bomber hop. Early morning, first day of Christmas break. Or holiday break, or whatever kind of break you want to call it. I'm a Christian, so Not that I believe that this was the exact day that Christ was born. I'm not sure. The historical calendar doesn't say December 25th. Anyways, plenty of debate about that. So I just like to put in flight time in IL2 Cliffs of Dover Blitz. I do have DCS. I do have Sturmovik. I have all the flight sims. I'm not a War Thunder fan. It's too childish. If you really want to fly real planes, then go to DCS and learn that. And then if you want to fly Battle of Britain series of planes, a little bit of better plane set with clickable cockpits. Yes, not all of it is clickable. I wish it was. I wish Oleg went to as far as DCS went. You know, like modeling the starter switches and all of that stuff. And, you know, open canopy and jettison canopy. And, you know, that to me would have made my touchscreen that much more applicable. Other than that, just flying along Bomber Hop with my coffee. Usually I have some buddies on this morning. I was looking for Anonymous this morning. I don't think he made it. That's okay. He's always on with me. He's got a rudder pedal issue. He's got a lot of struggles happening, and he's wrestling with some stuff, as we all do. We wrestle with stuff. This is it. This is where you get buddies on, have a good conversation, go for a good hop. Let me check temps, getting kind of high. I'm going to drop down to 4%. $4 boost. I am in that hot zone. I'm working to get up to 15,000 feet. Again, I do believe I took off from Reading, flying over London. That back down below 225. Now I already feel a lot more comfortable. So we're going to Calais, so I'm going to come 2 degrees to the right. Now, when you do tab menu 4 in your mission menu, if you look at number 6 and you go through 4 times, you look at your Knickerbein mission menu. If you look at number 6 where it says cover targeting, you want to make sure that you hit 6 one time and change that to Knickerbein point. Now, once it's at Knickerbein point, what I'd like to do is I'm going to bring back up the mission menu window so you guys can see what I type in. I want to type in KA for adding a waypoint. And according to my screen, 284,994, 284,994, space. So I'm putting in the grid coordinates to the jackboot storage. 216,869. 216,869. And then I'm hitting enter. I've now added the waypoint that I want to go bomb at. My bombers know. So the only other thing, if you notice in here, all you got to do in the menu is in the chat type in less than K start. Now you can either do it there or just hit number 1 in your mission menu list. That'll send your bombers to target area. Temps are good. Pushing through 10,000. Got nothing really in my way. Just climbing nice and comfortable. Not really pushing. Got plenty of time, I believe. To make this full flight. The campaign server is just a combination of, I think, 2 people that got together that just made, number 1, an incredible squad of guys, the wrecking crew, and then number 2, just Flug's masterful strokes of coding that has brought this campaign style, co-op style server together. It just seems like it's a continuous co-op or continuous campaign that you keep playing. Usually lasts about 113 days unless somebody kicks the crap out of somebody. And according to this, we're getting beat up pretty good by the Germans, so we need to really get busy. It's kind of almost like the Battle of Britain with all the damage they've done to the frontline fighter bases. If you're just joining me, call sign's Black Knight. Hey, hit that subscribe button, hit that like button. I'm just flying a Wellington bomber operations. Just gonna get down into the bomber seat, turn on my light, zoom in, crosshair looks good. Going to turn this to salvo. Just make sure that I drop everything at once. Only thing I now gotta do is hit my bomb bay door open, which is right that gray lever. We've almost pushed through the hot zone. See if stems start coming down. They're back up at 128. I Again, my goal was 15,000 feet. Before I locked off in the full autopilot. Right now we're 12.5. We check the time again. Less than TL. We've got 1 hour to get across the channel. That should be about right. See, my bombers are 2 miles behind me. That's fine. I definitely want them. I want them caught up and tight before I reach the coastline. Yeah, there's a little, it gets real, like there's an X marks a spot on the plane. And this is to the Team Fusion guys. I mean, if he's that close, I just want to see the model. And then it disappears. See, it's still there. It's like, I don't know. You guys mentioned that you guys were working on that there is a mix. If I do multiple player dot, I want it by a particular range to be gone. I don't want to see anything to deal with the player dot. Alright, it's almost 14,000 feet. Just about to East Church Airfield. East Church Airfield's out. And they did a number on our airfields. We gotta start fighting back to get our frontline fighter bases going again. You guys come in, let's start with East Church. Run 3 hops. I'll do 1 to East Church, Manston, and Ramsgate after this bomb run. I'll fly out of Reading. The temps are already coming down. Again, 24 by 30, 24,000 to 2,430 on the RPMs, 3.2 on the boost. Climb rate is 400, 410, 420. Altitude 14.2. think I'm going to try to level off at 14.5. Get ready for my flaps, because I don't want to lose any altitude. My bomber should catch up to me. Looks like I got about 0.4 on the flaps. Alright, clear visual of the channel. We got Hawkinge, Dover, Hellfire Corner, Deal, Manston, Pegwell Bay, Ramsgate, Whitstable and Herne Bay right there. Margate, up top point, English Point, Hastings, that's Wilmington. That's Rye. Got Little Stone down right over here. So my bombers are 4 miles back. Let's see if they can catch up. There they are. Should be 2 packs of 3. Alright, coastlines coming into view. French Point, French Cliffs, Calais. From just about nose on target. Alright, grab my coffee. Again, call signs Black Knight. Hey, welcome to my YouTube channel. Just running bomber operations in Cliffs. Really excited about the Lancaster for DCS, but still not enough World War II aircraft for me that with clickable cockpits. I like the spit in there. I mean, you gave us a Battle of Britain scenario. You just need to be producing planes. You know, I don't know what's going on. I mean, in early War 109, early War Hurricane, Mark 1A Rotol, Hurricane versus a 109E4, then give us an early war Spitfire, and you've got 90% of the Battle of Britain, and then just have people start building bombers. I guarantee you there are modelers out there if you paid them, and then you guys come up with the flight model. Model it to the best of your ability. The EFM or whatever you guys call it. Have the guy build the model and then you do the flight dynamics. I don't understand why it takes almost 10 years on that Corsair. I might be exaggerating, but that's what it feels like. Younger generation and genre. Alright, so early morning bomber hop. Just passing Canterbury. I pretty much got my nose right on target where I want to just kind of lock in. My guys are doing 195 and I'm doing 130. Checking temps. Get this speed up. You don't want to lose too much more altitude. Check the time. So less that time left. TL 47 minutes. A little chilly in my garage. It's kind of why I'm wearing a sweatshirt. But again, sorry about the first part of the video. Not hearing any voices. Truly sorry about that. Again, I just did a walkthrough. You put your fuel on. Make sure your RPMs are full. Make sure the throttle's set to 8%. Magnetos, make sure your rad's wide open. Do left engine start, right engine start. Select all engines and you're good to go. Again, for us bomber pilots, really excited about the new cloud set. Maybe flying in the clouds and dropping below them, and then drop and then get back up into the soup and try and fly home. Mr. Flood went blue. My guys are now only a mile away. They should be. I really like to try and box up the plane. These guys a lot tighter to me before I get to the coastline. I am going to type in lesson seat distance 40. Bring them in nice and close. Just about ready to get into the bomber's seat. Open up my bomb bay doors. Go to the bomber's chair and just ride it out the rest of the way here. Can you have a second person doing this? You know, it's hard because unless the bombardier has control over the directional gyro, you've got to have good communication, like come left 2 degrees or come right 2 degrees. And because of the visibility in the Wellington is so blind, unless you get up at altitude. So I'm ready to start these bombers on this bomb run as soon as I see coastline. Now, DCS, everything on this panel would be modeled and workable. Everything on this panel, majority of it is modeled. right on target. I'm headed right on that strip before the canal. German bad guys. Just getting ready to pull the trigger for my bomb release. Doors are wide open. Just gotta focus on hitting the target. Is on the canal. Bombs away. Back up to the cockpit. Closing bomb bay doors. All bombs released. Going home. I guess I did not hit the jackboot factory. Alright, headed to Manston to land. that run again. After we do some repairing. Oh, I could have swore we were right on target. I'll have to check the recon photos again for that. But time to get some air bases fixed. Typing in less than sea land, send my guys home, just make a sprint for Manston. Which is that airfield right there. Then I'll land and grab some coffee. Then I'll get on to repair operations. Morning, Andy. How are you?
All right. Thank you for asking.
I'm just doing repair operations. I tried to run at the jackboot factory storage and I missed big time, I guess. I hit the wrong building.
Welcome, though. I don't want to. At least wind's changed in our direction. Anyway.
Nice. Maybe start getting warmer weather.
It's going to change. Wind's changed. It's raining up here now. But if it meets this cold air, it's like it's Wesley meets an overlay. You know what I mean? If it meets this cold air, you're going to have blizzards to say. I hate going out in rain. Hopefully I can't stand going out in rain. No, Gary up to press.
What's that now?
No, Gary up to press. Anonymous.
Yeah, I haven't heard from him. I was hoping he'd be on this morning. He said he got some, unless those rudder pedals didn't come in that he purchased. Alright, I'm fine on Mansfield. Now we'll get to be right back, and I will be loading up for a repair operation. Alright, this is Black Knight back on the YouTube. Just gonna do a repair operations. Turn down the guy's voice. So I'm gonna bring my screen, chat screen up to the window so you can see it. So what we type in is less than PI, hit enter. I picked up some repair materials. I then want to do less than cover 1 space 2 and hit enter and repeat that at least 7 times. That'll get me my bombers coming in with repair material. And I'm going to get my plane started up here and get ready to roll. And pull throttle back. RPMs full. Left engine, right engine, all engines. Alright. Alright, just let that warm up. I'm going to get en route and I'm going to land at East Church and see if I can't do repair there and get that airfield up and operational. Fuel looks like it needs to be repaired again. Looks like Newfie's back on and hammering, hammering everything again. Production in supply is down to 32%. Alright, let's get this thing full throttled. There we go, she's kicking through. And the other one's kicking through. And we're off. Alright, just turning east, headed to East Church. Alright. Well, that's it for repair operations. Just put her in autopilot, set your directional gyro to 0 and just kick back and enjoy your coffee and fly your repair materials to said airfield, land. Get too much altitude, you're just flying. I think I'm going to take care of our home base first, Gravesend, and then I'll go to East Church. Gravesend is knocked out, so a flight down the Thames estuary. I don't do in-flight video. I noticed the ATAG website's been down for quite some time, their forums. Something authenticity.
Which team feels you're going to get a Christmas present next week?
I have no idea. I have no idea. Would be a great, even if they didn't make that, then I definitely would love. I'd love to have a new year. So basically, I'm trying to call these guys in so I don't lose them. Over Big End to get back up to the Thames and get back up to Gravesend. It's going way too far south. There's Gravesend. just got to hit DE less than DE. Enter. Okay, got Gravesend. Let's see, repair loads reduced, damage 1%. Let's go back. Let's grab another repair load. Coming out of Reading. Hit create. Okay. So, again, fuel cocks. Put those on, then you're coming right up here to magnetos. Crank those. Rads already set. Set throttle to 6% to 8% in that range. Start left, start right. Select all. Make sure that your RPMs are set to 100%. Both engines are cranking, so then do another pickup. Looks like I got fuel. I'll take that to the fuel depots, fuel storage units. Alright, so now I need to type in the cover 12. Alright, same thing. Oh, we're starting in 10 seconds. Oh, that's that. I'll have to wait for the mission to reload. Okay, let's get back into joining the operation. Gravesend East Church back to operations. I think I'll fly this one, this hop to Hawkinge. Let's try and do a repair on Hawkinge. Okay. How we doing on fuel? let's do they're short hops, so let's do the fuel depots. All right. So create. Again, start the engines by fuel cock 1, fuel cock 2. Make sure your magnetos are selected. And then make sure your RPMs are full. Carburetor heat down. Select left, select right, select all. Just type in operations, less than, PI, enter. Want to do, let's call in the loads, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Get them all flying across. Lost one. Let's roll out. Push through. Alright, it's Black Knight en route. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Hit that like button and subscribe. Just flying some repair operations for fuel. Down to 23%. Figured I'd get working on that. For those of you in the TWC, try to get, when you get in here, try to get some repair operations done before you get into dogfighting and get into bomber hunting. Try to run at least 2 repair operations. Let's get the Allied forces moving forward. All right, feet off the pedals, full cup of coffee. Be good for the next session. All right. All right, just flying along, just watching the in-flight. Okay, I'm just about to a fuel drop. All right. Alright. Let's grab another one. That wasn't really one that needed to be repaired. So let's try and do another one. All right, let's head to Ditton. See if we can do some repairs at Ditton. That'll be leftist, Fox. All right. All right, let's do that pickup. Let's find the cover. Alright, taking off, headed to Ditton. Excuse me. Alright, I'm going to put this in autopilot. Alright. En route. Alright, I'm going to jump off en route. I will be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, I had to hit the restroom. Still flying a hop. Had to hit the restroom. Let's see if the game catches. Sure of that. Alright, this is Black Knight. Back on comms. For some reason I'm coming up with a black screen on my it's weird. Alright, just flying to Ditton to do some fuel repairs. Sure that stream is producing. Yep. Hey, Toto, how are you? Not too much, just flying bomber repair missions to fuel depots. Yeah. Yeah.
Sort of, not only are they financially committed to me, they're financially committed to thousands of other people as well. There's other people that have more scenery than I bought.
Yeah.
And so these, you know, they're going to have to keep this website up and running for a long time, you know, because there's still people using Prepared 3D 4. And there's still people using Prepared 3D 3 and 2 and 1, and until we all die and are gone away, they're going to have to honor this financial agreement with us.
Well, if there's nothing in the contract, if you bought the software, because you're buying software. And
careful what you say.
Yeah.
I understand.
Your agreement with them is their sale of the software. And then if they go out of business or they stop honoring it, it doesn't matter. They could just shut down their doors like tomorrow if they wanted to. They don't. There's nothing that says they have to stay in business. I mean, once you buy the software and open up the package and put it on your computer, it's pretty much your issue. And if they want to service you as a customer, that's their choice, and then they can move on. I unless you want to, with a lot of guys that have bought orbits, bring up a civil or legal suit, as in a breach of a particular contract. If there's a contract signed that they have to, you know what I mean? If they have to, according to the contract agreement, outfit and keep your stuff up to date, you know, then yeah, I see that you have a case. But most of those GUIs or most of those license agreements means that the way they've set it up with legal teams is they could, because it's software, they could end their relationship with you tomorrow if they wanted to. They wouldn't they wouldn't give two shits about it. That's the one thing is, it's like cliffs. You know, we were dead in the water with IL-2 Cliffs in Dover, with Oleg Maddox, and that all broke apart. This was a dead game in 2011.
Yeah.
You know, if it wasn't for people that cared about keeping it going. Well, Orbix is just add-on scenery to a already labeled game. It's not like they don't have to produce any more scenery. They don't have to produce or update anything if they choose not to.
Well, technically, they took the money and run. They're not obligated then.
No,
because you bought a product off of them.
Yeah.
They've fulfilled their part of the bargain.
Yeah.
Because they've provided you with the product.
Yep.
At the end of the day, right, they're the sole property owners. They can do what they want.
Yep. That's the scary thing about software, is that they could end a relationship tomorrow.
Jeez, do you know how many people would be fucked in the water if they did that?
Well, again, they've already made their money off you. They don't have to update their product. They don't have to keep up with. They don't have to keep up with Prepared 3D, making corrections and making sure their software works with Prepared 3D. I mean, 90% of the flight sim community, from what my understanding is, has moved to 2020 anyways.
No, there's still a large.
Everybody that says large, what are we talking? 100? Are we talking? What is? It's like when everybody says that there's. When I look at the flight sim community, everybody says, well, there's this many, right, in combat flight sim. But when I go on a weekend and I look at the number of pilots flying on Sturmovik, okay, they say, well, they're getting this much and they're taking all of these hits. But every time I go there, I only see about 120 to maybe 200 pilots at the most. The most Cliffs is getting is, if that, 50 to 100 pilots. Okay, so let's say we're up to 300. Let's go to Prepared 3D. That's, roughly, probably 500. So, and let's go to DCS. That's roughly 200 pilots, including all of the ones running modern aircraft. So really, in the entire sim community, they say that Microsoft is getting their hits of about 1,000 pilots. So really, this community of flight simulation is roughly 3,000 pilots at most. At most. I would say that's even a high number.
Here's an example for you. Postscripts, World War II combat, first person shoot 'em up. Right? I had a look last night. Total of 250 people worldwide.
Okay, well, if you go to a VATSIM map and have a look at the VATSIM map, you will see literally 3,000 or 4,000 people crossing the continents or crossing every night, and it just constantly goes.
Now, the VATSIM is also running, is it just running Prepared 3D?
It runs everybody. You can join VATSIM with Prepared 3D, Microsoft, anything. FSX.
Okay,
It's a cross-platform system.
Okay, so what I'm saying is this: I'm still under 5,000 less. Do you get what I'm saying? So between the sims, we're still under $5,000. We're still under 5,000 people.
See, it's a niche market.
Yeah, it's a very niche
I
market.
understand all this.
So they've made, Orbix has made their profit off of the maybe few hundred or 1,000 pilots that have purchased their product. You get what I'm saying? So they're updating their product, and updating their scenery just for, let's say, 1,000 pilots, maybe 2,000 pilots at the most, that really are in your category, that have purchased the whole kit and caboodle, David. I know you're a personal friend. I know how much you've invested into what you do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think in so many ways, you're maybe one out of probably every 100 or 200 pilots in that group. You know what I mean? That have really spent the money to purchase everything.
Well, no, I haven't purchased everything. I'd say I purchased about 2/3 of what they offer.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, there might be one guy that, with his wallet has purchased just the area that he loves to fly in. You know what I mean? And he's like, okay, I don't need to fly anywhere else. I'm enjoying where I'm hopping here. You know what I mean? I don't need any more orbit scenery. And like I said, people think that there's thousands and thousands of people that like aircraft simulation, and there's not. You have let's say the RC community. Let's say the RC community's 20,000 pilots strong that go out to an airport, spend the money on their aircraft. And the crazy thing is, there's nobody out there that's younger generation. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you're not being coached. You're not being coached up, not being brought up into hobby.
No.
Yeah.
And the sad thing is that once we're gone, there won't be anybody flying. There'll be barely anybody coming in, because most of those kids all play console games. They don't understand what PC gaming is all about. I talked to one kid in my class. I put on the last hour of the day. I put on Tom Cruise and the new Top Gun movie right at the ending, right? And we sparked up a conversation. He says, "Well, Mr. King, I play that game on my console. I play War Thunder on my console."
Swearing again. Swearing.
And I said to him, "Oh," I said, "so you've never heard of DCS?" And he said, "No." And I started to explain to him everything that goes on with the PC. And he kind of got big-eyed and broad-eyed. But that's going to be one kid maybe interested, right? Out of 100,000. So you're getting one kid out of 100,000 that might be interested in this genre. It's not the.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, the kids of today aren't like we were.
No, they weren't. And plus, the other thing that really got us addicted to this game, Toto, or any other flight sim game, was, it's the history of it.
history being taught, which is not taught in schools now.
And they're not
the-
learning the what these young men went through.
Yeah, the aftermath of the Second World War. Look, I was born in the 50s, and I had a lot of that history. Every time I went to movies, I saw documents and features of Pearl Harbor or that famous tank battle over in Europe and stuff like that, and that's why we intrigued in it. Because the brainwashing and shit that we received after we were born.
How about Pappy Boyington and the Black Sheep Squadron and, you know, the movie The Flying Tigers and the aircraft movies? Well, Top Gun might bring in another group, right? It might bring in another step of the younger generation. Man, I'd love to get in an F-18 Hornet and see what that's like. Because if you think about it, you know, most of us started with, what is that, F-16 Falcon, right? And the graphics, and the graphics on there were like dog shit. And you're like, now you look at everything that we're getting into. We're like climbing into what modelers have completed are just complete aircrafts, you know. So we're the tail end of a generation that was, you know, kind of brought into this. What would it be like to fly, you know? And there's a young generation of kids that are looking into aviation, like my son and like a few others. But again, that market is Microsoft 2020. You know, they're trying to get them connected to the market of DCS, Cliffs of Dover, you know, shooting down planes, the combat side of it. You know, Prepared 3D is still the Microsoft 2020 market. Do you know what I mean? You're not, you don't fly around and shoot down anybody, so there's no combat aspect to it. So getting a kid to just fly around to fly, you know, when they're running around with GTA 5 and stealing a car and whatever, you know, you got to have, for a kid's interest, I think you got to have some truly connection to the war side of it, I think. Just my thoughts on it. But then again, they've gotta see it. You know what I mean? That's why I'm broadcasting on YouTube. I've got to try and do some TikTok things and some things to draw some kids over here. You know, I had a long talk with a teacher about, you know, the cell phone usage in classrooms today is off the chart. Kids don't even pay attention to your lessons anymore. Unless school boards want to take a hardcore policy and say you need to turn your cell phones in at, you know, in the and develop a cell phone caddy. Every classroom has them, and you have to turn it in before you sit down. You know.
Well, the University of Kansas, KU, has dropped their algebra from their curriculum completely. They said it's too hard and our children can't deal with it, so we're just dropping it.
Oh,
that's another. No, yes, I'm serious. The whole
now
thing
is this lower? Is this secondary education or is this university?
Yeah. No, this is varsity level, man. This is KU. University of Kansas. They won the fucking basketball competition this last March Madness.
So they're dropping. So you'll have to send me an article.
Send me that article. The news. I don't know if it's.
I'll have to look it up. Just
Google it.
Wild. That's wild.
Oh yeah, they just dropping it completely.
So forget upper level mathematics and. So what do we do? So what do we do with math teachers?
It's gone. It's gone. Oh, they were talking about it. They were talking about this on Tucker Carlson. No, not Tucker Carlson, but the 5 last night.
So
Yeah, they were talking about it on the 5, and they.
If you drop algebra, that's one of my days of physics.
yeah, that's like wow.
10%.
Yeah, I mean, don't shout at me, okay? I'm
No,
just a
no,
message
no,
bearer.
no. We're not shouting. I'm just laughing inside. I'm like,
Oh, so are we, and
so
so
why
is
even-
everybody else.
so why even? Okay, so we're not going to teach math ever again. So why even have high school algebra?
Well, I'm sure KU is going to lose a lot of students. I'm sure. But
Well, even if it's not KU, what about just? I mean, okay, so what does that say to algebra teachers at the high school level? It's like don't even bother teaching algebra.
they're losing their jobs. They're losing
Yeah.
their jobs.
So now the cry for is this an answer? Okay, so is this an answer to the cry for math teachers? So we will now drop mathematics from curriculum because we can't get math teachers. Oh God. Oh, the craziness.
No,
It is
what
just-
was said on the 5 was there wasn't a shortage of math teachers, and they said they were dropping the algebra
no.
one through
No.
whatever it was, all the way up to the highest advanced
I get that.
algebra or whatever it was.
I get that.
Because let me finish, because it was too difficult for the students.
so
That
what
was
I was
the reason.
so what I was
That was
implying.
said on the air. Yeah.
So basically, math teachers at the high school level are not doing a good enough job if it's too difficult for the students. Now, what I was saying was the aftermath of that, not what they said on the 5. The aftermath of that is so then now schools at the secondary level that teach algebra, so then algebra should not even be a required course at the high school level because they're not even going to teach it at the university level. So why even have algebra?
Yeah, exactly. So it's going to snowball further down.
But yeah, that's what my concern was. Is this going to be off the reservation? And I was thinking that could the major issue why universities are dropping algebra is because we cannot find enough educators at the secondary level to even begin to teach algebra. We're not finding enough math teachers because of, well, there is a teacher shortage looming and coming. And and now they're dropping the requirements to even have a teacher's license or teacher certification through teacher colleges. So no longer do you need a teacher courses to become a school teacher. Anybody can now. So if you have your degree in anything, you can now work in a classroom without any classroom management courses or anything like that. So it's basically learn on the job training. So I'm wondering if this is the KU dropping mathematics, not necessarily saying it's too hard, but what is the underlying issue is that are they trying to sell the message that math isn't that, algebra's not that important?
I don't know what they're trying to do.
Do you know what I
really
mean?
don't know.
I'm trying to, because to me that sounds like a bullshit answer, to be truthful. That the kids are not kids are not smart enough. Well, I disagree with that. That to me, I disagree with that answer, because then you're now saying to secondary education teachers that you're not teaching well enough, which is possibly true. Not going to say it's not all true, but I think it's a cop-out from the university, that that they just don't want to teach upper level math anymore because it's not. Is it because that the university is not filling the classrooms?
I don't know, Harry. I don't know.
You know, because the sad thing is, we all had to take our level 1 algebra. Even as a PE teacher and a school teacher, I had to take my level 1 algebra and pass the class. I mean, we had to take all of our level 100, 101, 102, 103 Englishes. Or we had to take our first 3 years of, we had to take English. Then we had to take community. So we're removing all of the base level important classes because now they're becoming too hard. So what's next? 101 English? 102 English? 103 English? Are they going to drop those because kids can't put together a proper paper? Which is highly possible that we're not teaching how to write proper papers coming out of high school. I don't know. That's interesting. I don't know if the devil's in the details, to be truthful. That's kind of what I would look for.
Well, look it up on Google. Like I said, it was mentioned on the 5, and they mentioned KU, and I looked across to Jill, and we were watching this, and I said, KU is dropping their mathematics curriculum? And I said, that doesn't sound right. I mean, KU is a highly credited university. It's one of the top-level universities in the country.
But remember, it's also big business. If you do not have kids filling the classroom, then you're not making any money on that professor. Do you get what I'm saying? It's no matter what, it's all about butts in the seats. University's all about butts in the seats. 90% of the kids coming to university are women today, and women are going into the social spheres of university. So why have a mathematics department when you can't even put the kids in the seats?
Yeah, but most of these fucking women, most of these women are freaking brainy, man.
All right,
They're the ones that go into mathematics and shit. You look at the lawyers in this country. 90% of them are female.
Are becoming female. Yeah, I agree with you, but they're also going into other social programs, which is taking away from putting butts in the seats in the mathematics programs, which I think universities in some ways, to make money, are going to have to become truly highly specialized. Whereas KU needs to think of becoming more medical.
End of the day, it's actually right. They're going into like mathematics, like you said, and into law. But it's pay. At the end of the day, it's what you want to do, and also is it feasible, fiscal wise?
Is there a job to it? What am I making as far as being this mathematics genius nowadays? Is there, what's the money in it? That's a valid point. That's a valid point, Andy.
It's like a friend of mine, right, was a cook, right, but he wanted to become a school teacher. He wanted to become a history teacher.
Yeah.
And he went to university and did his dissertations and he got his accreditations and he became a school teacher, history teacher. And 5 years down the line from becoming a history teacher, he has come back into cooking because it pays more.
Yeah. That's another reason why we're losing a lot of teachers in the modern era today, is that our salaries are not keeping up with inflation, especially in certain areas. I know that my salary is not a single person living salary, to be truthful. You can't raise a family of 4 on my income as a school teacher, which in the past you used to be able to. You used to be able to raise a family. I mean, even though money was tight when we were kids, but my dad, his mortgage payment was only $35. You know, when you look at the cost of living and our salaries, it just doesn't add up the way it used to. Never does.
God, it's way out of whack, and it's getting even worse.
I mean, my average salary right now, where I'm at, should be $20,000 is what I calculate.
Yeah, us drivers, it hurts. We should be making $19-20 an hour. Yeah, what are they paying us? They're paying us fucking nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest with you, because what does the label of the accreditation of being an educator, going to university, taking, I mean, in all essence, the university debt that somebody should accrue should equal the salary of the person that takes on that debt. You know what I mean? And some people made it through college with no debt. Hey, more power to you. Some of us took on debt to make it through college. But again, my family of 4 could live off my salary if I was making 75. Right now, I'm not even making 75. It would take, like I said, it's my wife finishing university, her getting her job. We're now making a family of 4 salary. So it takes 2 individuals to work in this era. You know, and it really depends on where you live. So, like, if I move to a major city, my salary as a teacher might go up because of the teacher union. But, again, for us to live in New York, it would take my salary plus my wife's salary, then we'd be making $140,000 to almost $200,000.
No, you wouldn't be, unfortunately, because I used to do a lot of business in New York, and people that lived there said it's a major fucking struggle.
Yeah, it's costly. Very costly, but that's what I'm saying is, no matter where you go, if you're in the school teacher, social worker, or in those fields, it takes 2 of you to bust your ass to bring in a living.
Survive,
yeah,
not get ahead. Just to stay even.
Yeah, to have a reasonable savings account, and if some major incident happens or somebody gets major league sick, you might be able to make it. You know, God forbid a child gets sick or something.
Well, this is the reason why I canceled all my vacations this year, and that's the same reason why other people are canceling vacations and doing stuff like that, because in the 10-15 years ago, when we had a reasonable fucking government, we were able to earn enough money, and the price and the cost of goods was reasonable enough to where with our incomes we were able to get ahead on our incomes, but we're not able to do it anymore. Our incomes are just keeping us solvent, just keeping us level. So you go ahead and you spend, let's go on vacation and spend $4,000 on vacation. You come back from vacation, you don't have the means and the ability to replace that $4,000 you just spent. Nope. You've lost it now, and you are at $4,000 poorer, and will never regain that again, unless you win a fucking jackpot, which is impossible.
Yeah, that I have to admit I did play the lottery for that $500 billion dollars or whatever.
Everybody did.
I went for it. What the hell? $1 billion.
That's what's going on right now. That is what is happening now to the middle class. Everybody I know has canceled their vacations and has stopped doing this and stopped doing that, and can't because they no longer have the ability to replace what they've just spent. So
I agree.
So they don't spend it. And that's the problem with this Biden administration. He's gone and fucking dug a huge hole for this country to climb out of.
I think it's been steps in the process. I think you could say these are a few final nails. These are the finishing nails. I think that over the years, we've kind of moved in this direction, going all the way back to, you could pick on the Nixon era, you could pick on the Lyndon Baines Johnson and the welfare state, you could pick on a lot of those things that, in my opinion, we're all steps into basically really creating a wealthy class and a very, very poor. I think it was the goal was to destroy the middle class, which was the wealth of America.
Right.
Was the middle class.
As a British person, right? What
go for it.
America, like, post 45 to 65 was living off the euphoria of World War II and also Korea beating communism, right?
Yeah.
Then he got involved with Vietnam, which was a political decision, because I still think Kennedy didn't want to go into Vietnam, but he was assassinated.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's possibly true.
Right? So, then, all these beatniks from 50s and 60s got into higher education, one thing or other, and that's when Mark set it. So I call it 1965, when hippie movement started to up to 75, and then the degradation of society started really, and then 80s it revived due to President Reagan, right? And he Grenada and whatever.
I think he was also put into check. Keep going, Andy. But I think he was put into check the day that Hinckley put a bullet in his chest. I think there's something more to why Hinckley did what he did. I think there's some dark side to that. And I think Reagan was moving so far, so fast, that I think those powers that be basically said, if you don't stop moving forward, I think they truly tried to kill him. In my opinion, to get George Bush Sr. into office. I think they wanted George Bush Sr. into office.
The million points alike guy.
Anyways, go ahead, Andy. Continue. Go ahead with Reagan.
Reagan, right? And then we'll follow Reagan. Can't remember now. We'll follow President Reagan.
Reagan was Clinton Senior 1 year. Yeah. He got his 1 year, and then Clinton.
Right. George Bush Senior. Right. Then, so that's 85 to 90 or 89, 90. Iran invaded Kuwait. Right. America jingoistic again, don't you like? All piled in with allies, kicked Saddam back, right, under UN Charter, everything's jingoistic. Then, you got that now, all these rogue states, especially Middle East, right, Iraq, right, the great, Iran.
And I think we helped in creating that mess, but go on.
Right, well, yeah, on the lines, right? Then we had 10 years from 1990 to 2000, right, under different presidents, playing politics in the Middle East, where, if you know from Roman times, even Romans come to the fucking Middle East, even though they tried, right? And that, but it were all oil-based, oil-based countries, right? And, getting rid of these dictators. But these dictators, up to 2000, was actually sponsored by the Western European powers, right? To keep Britain, France, and America on quiet, arms and money, right? Keep the despot in check because he's keeping his own people in check. So, because we still don't trust communism and Russia up to 1990 when Russia fell. Right, under Gorbachev, don't you like a perestroika? Then, we dabbled in Afghanistan, that debacle, 2 years ago, right, was shameful for all Western powers. Russia were quiet, but they were practicing in Syria what he's doing now in Ukraine. So, basically, his Western allies have been laid on the laurels since post-1945, and all of a sudden, the great enemy, Russia, has come out of the dark again, and China has been quiet since Korea, right? But they've done it subtle, as in Africa, open in Africa, building stuff, one thing or other. Because they've got that many bloody people, if they jumped up and down at one go, right, and knock the world off its axis. You know what I mean? So they're by subterfuge, they're submitting themselves into different countries, Africa, in places South America. You know what I mean? Cuba's been quiet, very, very quiet since '60s. Right? I think when Castro dies or the rest of them dies, they'll go back to democracy eventually. You know what I mean? Because it's turning that way now. But Russia and China are greatest two enemies, I think, up to present. Get the fuck up there,
No, that was well put. I'm not sure on the. I'm not too worried about the Russian issue as much as I am the China issue, because I do believe that the social credit score and all of the things taking place in China is what I do believe the world elite want. They want control of they want more control of the populations of the world, and they want more hooks in you. So I think China is not done yet. I think China is going to be, I think, our greatest adversary, more than I do believe Russia will.
Well,
I don't think Russia will cross the Donbass. I don't think Russia will go any further than the Minsk agreement. I really kind of truly believe that. I don't think that he's a worry with his money as much as China is with their money and their manipulation around the earth. So
Well,
see,
okay.
just my thoughts on it.
with Russia, right, between transition from communism to having Vladimir Putin in office, we had Boris Yeltsin, right, and everything was fine, and then it become a gangster state. It's a gangster state. Everybody's on take and everybody's on corrupt, and it goes from top to bottom and bottom to top.
And in its influence, even if it's Ukrainian, its influence, though, in my opinion, when you look at the oligarchs and their influence on the Biden administration, there's a connection there. But since our news media is so corrupt, we're not hearing the real stories. We're hearing all the touchy-feely bullcrap. So I think that's a major issue, with it. I think so much. I can blame the guy and another guy, but when you look at the influence of the Ukraine on the European Union, they're no good boys either. It's like this. You go back to the same old battles of Europe. It's the same bullshit. That shit.
Here's one for you, right, about European Union. Like Ireland, like used to be the blacks of Europe. Right?
Yeah,
I'm not saying them word.
Yeah. I got you. No. I got you. I understand what you're saying.
I am not being racist, right?
They were the armpit. They were the armpit, and they still were the armpit when you look at history in America.
Well,
they were also considered the armpit. So were the Catholics. But go on.
More like the Cascara, right?
Go on.
Right. They were classed as the blacks, the poor of Europe, right?
Yeah.
So when the Republic of Ireland joined the EU, they got fucking millions of euros poured into it. Now, because Ukraine's kicked off, they are now the blacks of Europe, all right, and they're the poor downtrodden. That's why they're all pumping money into it, right, to support it. But
I fear for the younger generation and what the elites in society have sold them. They sold them this world of supposed to be a paradise, and I really don't think it is. I think that they're trying to. They are done with the cockroaches of the world, and that's anybody that doesn't fit. Did you see that the next generation of they're starting to come up with their pod people and growing human beings in a pod, kind of like the Matrix? I read that. I read that in the news, and I about the Matrix pods. Go on.
It's got no soul.
Yeah. Yeah, that one I caught. I was floored with that one. Oh, I didn't even do a pickup. And I didn't grab my guys. I'm just trying to get some adequate fuel here.
He's playing scum.
Who is?
Yeah.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, I'm back.
Oh, all right. I thought I lost you.
No, that's why I shouted like that. I just wanted to get a word in and say that I'm going to be gone for the.
You can't, David. No, you can't. Sorry, David. No, you can't. No, you can't, David. No.
Anyways, yeah, you can't go. You can't go. You opened a can of worms. No, I'm kidding. If you got to take off, you can go. But yeah, it's gonna be interesting.
I'm gonna lay down. I'm gonna lay down in the dark room. I've been using big words I'm not supposed to allow to use.
I tell you what, I think our savior is going to be China. It's not going to be the Chinese government. It's going to be the people of China.
Chinese people, yeah. With their revolution happening right now, oh my golly!
Right. They are. This is huge, and
what's happening? Sorry, I missed that.
Yeah, China, they're in revolt. Huge, Andy. They're beginning to fight back. They're fighting back against their government, the major COVID restriction lockdowns. They're now, with the bank scandal and everything that went on with that building investment bank and all of those things. People are beginning to. They're getting to the point, and you might be right, Toto, that the oppression has finally gotten to the people to where, can they turn the military soldiers? Can they turn some of those people in power to push back? But yeah, I've been watching. I've been kind of keen on that, and interested in what's going on there.
See, you can suppress people, but you can't suppress thoughts.
Yeah.
No.
Unless you indoctrinate from scratch, like look at Nazi Germany. Right?
Yeah.
Their process. You know what I mean?
Well, I was at a party the other night, and this guy had just come back from China, and he was saying the people walking around the streets doing the shopping and doing all the work. He said they are the nicest, sweetest people you could ever imagine. He said they wouldn't hurt a freaking fly. And he says the government treats these people like absolute shit.
Well, they're considered animals. They're just worker bees. You got to understand. To them, they're just worker bees.
Right, and he's all for this. He's like, the people there are just not going to take this bullshit anymore, and they say enough is enough. And you've got billions. the government is only so big, but you've got billions of people there. You know.
Yeah, if you can,
you don't
if
have
they
a, you
unite, if they end up getting finally united.
Right.
Yeah, you're right.
Right.
Yeah, I could see
He
that
said
happening.
Yeah, he says he thinks that might solve the world's problems. China might be our asset instead of our enemy. The Chinese people. Yeah.
Valid point. I didn't take into account the historical situation that's happening right now with my thoughts. But yeah, valid way to bring me back around full circle, Toto. That I kind of agree with, because of what I've been watching, starting with the banking scandal, and now seeing did you see the One Health minister over there just repealed some of the COVID restrictions?
Right.
So they're starting to take the boot off because they don't. But I don't know if that's going to be good enough. I think the people have finally, maybe they finally hit that final nerve, and the people are like, okay, we're done.
Yeah.
We're done.
Yeah. I also think the World Cup helped it, because they were blacking out. They were allowing people on TV to watch the World Cup, but they didn't show any shots of spectators in the stand without masks on.
Oh, really?
They blacked that all out. That was all blacked out.
According to the UEFA president, or FIFA president, it's the best World Cup there's ever been. Right?
No, I don't think so.
Like, apart from 40 migrant workers was killed while building the construction of the game stadium. Right? Budweiser's pretty pissed off because Budweiser got all these beer stands, one thing, non-alcoholic beer stands, and the Kuwaiti government at the last minute, right, pulled their license. So Budweiser spent millions shipping over drinks and all their stalls, erected their stalls, and the Kuwaiti government, not Kuwaiti, but Qatar government.
Yeah, Qatar.
Qatar, right? Government says, well, you can't have it.
Yeah, Qatar. Yeah.
Yeah, but we've just paid you X amounts of millions of money, so we can put our stalls up.
Yeah.
Tough. It's religion. But we just spent so many billions of dollars, you know what I mean? We shipped everything across, nothing but 11 hours, 23 hours and 59 minutes later, not last minute before we're going to open stores, you just pulled license on us. Right, it's a piss take.
Yeah, and also the whole thing about banning alcohol and all of that crap, that was just so stupid too. I don't think FIFA should have had it there. They shouldn't have had the damn thing.
No, I think that when you look at football around the world, in my opinion, I don't think it's a football-rich nation. You don't have a football contest in a non-football-rich nation.
Yeah.
Professional football.
Germany, England, Sweden, Netherlands, Brazil, Argentina, Mexico. Might have helped with Mexico, however, though it's pretty dangerous and violent there. They wouldn't get accepted. A lot of the African nations are football nations. You go to a nation that believes in football.
Next World Cup is?
Where?
Mexico, USA, Canada. 2026. It's the next World Cup. You can Google this, David, while you're free. Right,
Mexico,
next
USA, and Canada?
Canada.
Yes, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, some of the games are being played in the Kansas City area at our KC Sporting Center.
Now, did they change the year? Are they going every 2 years, or is it still every 4?
Every 4 years. Yeah.
So the next one is 2027.
26.
Okay, so 26, and that's in Mexico.
Yeah, it's going to be
United
towards
States,
the end of the
Canada.
year. Yeah.
Yeah, so United States then would be what, 2030?
No. It's 26. The games are being played
Oh,
in three different countries.
okay. I got it. I sorry, I didn't.
Yeah,
I understand now. It's venues in three different
yeah.
countries. Central,
Canada,
North, Central and North America is what they're doing the
yeah.
World Cup in.
Yeah. Mexico, United States, and Canada. Yeah.
Wow, that'll bring big dollars. I wonder what city venues got the stadiums to handle it.
We've got Kansas City has got some of it.
Well, Kansas City is centrally located. I could see that.
Right.
I could see a game on the West Coast, East Coast, and Central.
Right.
Right.
Games will be held. The Pan North American World Cup will feature 16 cities across the continent. And it will be the first time that 3 countries have shared hosting duties for the same tournament. Games will be held in 11 locations across the USA. Atlanta, Boston, Dallas, Houston, Kansas City, Los Angeles, Miami, New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, San Francisco, and Seattle.
Nice. That's a good spread.
Toronto and Vancouver will be the Canadian cities responsible for hosting matches. Wow. Guadalajara, Mexico City, and Montreal will stage pictures in Mexico. The USA will host
Guadalajara.
Yeah.
Wow. That's if there's any fans left back down there. They're all at the America Cup. I need to check that. We'll see. Maybe there are some fans left. I gotta forget I'm broadcasting on YouTube. Can't keep that thought. We'll check that thought right there. This is Black Knight. Anyways, I'm sure there's some fans.
The USA will host 60 matches, while Canada and Mexico will both hold 10 each.
Yeah, but Guadalajara is in Mexico, correct? Guadalajara.
Yes. It's a huge retirement community. American military retire in Guadalajara.
Really?
Yeah.
That's unique.
Right, here's a breakdown. Okay, this is for Toto. Atlanta, Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Right, 74,000 capacity. Boston, Gillette Stadium, 65,000 capacity plus. Dallas, AT&T Stadium, 80,000. Houston, NRG Stadium, 72 plus. Kansas City, Arrowhead Stadium, 76 plus. That's 1,000. Los Angeles, SoFi Stadium, whatever that is, 70,000. Miami, Hard Rock Stadium, 65. New York, MetLife, 82. Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field, 67. Frisco, San Francisco Bay Area, Levi Stadium, 68. Seattle, Lumen Field, so on and so forth. Smallest one out of that is actually Guadalajara, Estadio Akron Stadium, 46,000, and Montreal, 51. That's smallest venue. Well, apart from Vancouver as well, they're 54, and Toronto, 30,000.
Does it tell how many games are being played at each stadium?
Oh, it's 10 games. Hang on. Goodbye. 60 games, 60 matches will be hosted in USA, 10 in Mexico and Canada each.
Wow. Okay. So Arrowhead, which is probably 10-15 miles from me. I better start right now if I want to get a World Cup ticket.
Start planning.
Yeah. Arrowhead's a really nice stadium. It's way out. It's outside. It's way out in the boonies. There's nothing built up around it. There's tremendous parking available, so it's a good venue. At first I thought it was going to be Sporting KC, their stadium, and I thought, man, that's going to be
not enough capacity, is it?
Yeah, no, not enough capacity and not enough parking. But Arrowhead is brilliant because the baseball season will have ended, and Arrowhead and the Royal Stadium are so they can share the parking area. So if but Arrowhead has enough parking area for 80,000 people, so it'll do well. But yeah, it's going to be good.
I gotta fly all the way to the Minster Case or some repairs here. I'm still repairing. This is Black Knight. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Just getting in a friendly chat. We hang out in the pub on my comms, so if you're interested, we just kind of have a general chat. Again, we try to keep it on topic with flight simming, but sometimes we get off topic and deal with some of the issues we see arising in the world today, and just a few middle-class, average, lower middle-class folks kind of living in the United States and England. It's a changing world out there rather fast. But again, if you're just joining me, call sign Black Knight, hit that like button and subscribe. Just flying some bomber repair missions on the IL-2 Cliffs of Dover Operation Jubilee server. Produced and operated by the TWC, mainly Flug, the mastermind of the amazing coding.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yeah. You just ended.
Yeah.
I'm like, did I lose? Did I?
No. The master coding, it is a full-rounded 1941 operations server. So if you just like to fly and not really engage in dropping bombs or shooting anything, we have flight operations in Wellingtons that you got to go repair fields, fuel depots, all kinds of different things. All kinds of different things that you can do on the server. So you don't have to be a dogfight specialist. You don't have to be a bomber specialist. We need all types of flyers in here. So if you're interested in flying over London and around the map, just delivering and helping with supply and product, definitely could use your skills. Right now I'm trying to do some kind of a repair to our fuel storage. They beat us up really good. All of our refineries are down. flyby got in here. Just sending a message to him. Yeah, been working on taking care of repairs. Try and get this autopilot leveled off.
Harry, that Aussie that used to be on you all the time, and he used to run these bomber missions, what's happened to him?
Phil, he's still on early. Bright and early.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, he's still on. He's still flying. He's been flying German for a little while.
Okay.
Yeah, he jumped over the German side to give the JU-8 a fly and learn some of the aircraft over there. Which is cool.
Yeah.
Me and Anonymous, we created bad guy names, and we've we got over and flew the Heinkel just for the fun of it, to see how we did. All right, step off real quick. I'll be right back for the video. I'll be right back with you guys in just a minute. I need to hit the restroom.
What's your TV screen?
Oh, Roger. Oh.
It's crisp, isn't it? It's crisp.
Yeah, that's why I like it. I mean, that's why I fly it. The whole world looks like this. I mean, it's not 99%, not 100% correct, but there's 99. It's very close to what it looks like.
Is this
I
the
mean, if you
prepared
had
3D Orbix?
Yeah, if you had to fly down the coast of Florida, it pretty much look this way. You know.
Yeah, I haven't tried the Spitfire in DCS. I've heard they did some upgrades. Yeah. And they repaired the 50 caliber, so you got new bullet selections.
Oh, you do now?
Yeah,
okay,
in the 47
great.
and the 50 caliber. 47 and 51.
me get a drink.
All right. Hog decker's gone blue. Oh, interesting.
Your hard deck?
No, hog decker.
Oh.
Guess he wants to be on the winning team. Blue's winning, so
Yeah, I'll just join blue.
yeah.
That's the way it is these days.
Yep.
Lick your finger and stick your finger up in the air and see which way the wind's
he's back.
blowing.
He's back to red. He's back to red. Like, what are you doing, dude? Alright, almost to East Church Island. Again, on the map, I'll pull up the map and show you where I'm flying to. I'm trying to get to Westminster, or Minster, Caseware, which is a little town just to the backside of Manston. So I gotta fly to here and find the smoke plume and drop the delivery. Drop off what I got. Take the coastal road down Herne Bay. texture in what planes? You're talking about texturing. You're talking about texturing in Prepared 3D. Depends on the shadowing. Maybe would depend on the shadowing of what angle of shadows or the light is hitting the building. Yeah. Well, it depends on the distance you are from the object, because I don't know Prepared 3D's render distance. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know what the building visibility distance is. Is the building visibility distance set to extreme? You know, that the buildings, when are they going to pop up? When are they going to begin to texture? So let's say at 3 miles, you're 3 miles away, the building no longer renders the textures of the bricks and the stuff, and it's just an object. You get what I'm saying? So it really depends on what are the settings of Prepared 3D for that visibility distance. No. It's in-game, whatever is in the in-game config. Yeah, the in-game config and what you can set it to. What I would do is a Google search, say visibility, increasing the visibility distance of Prepared 3D is how I would type that in. Of buildings and objects, increasing the visibility distance of texturing in Prepared 3D. Yes, would be draw distances, could be. I'm not sure. That's how I would type it in, though. Where do I change the visibility distances in Prepared 3D? Yeah, it's possible. It's possible that there is more that you can do with it, but again, they don't put that stuff out there. They don't put that stuff right out there for you to get access to it. It's like when Cliffs of Dover first came out. The settings in the config were down to baseline 0. Grass, water, everything. It was the guys that are the tinkers like myself that went in and said, oh, you could do this, this, and this, right? And, you know, increase the level of sound. So I would do a Google search or even a YouTube search. Somebody's already played with it because they want perfection. You know what I mean? See if I can fix Minster K soil here. Land at Manston. Yeah. Nice. Copy. Alright, on final at Manston. All right, I did my bomber duties for the morning. This is Black Knight. I'm going to sign out. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hopefully the conversation wasn't too edgy for you. But anyways, that's why we're in the pub when we're flying more operations and more mission oriented. We get into the other channels on the Discord. But again, once we're in the pub, any type of conversation could happen. Again, I am a believer in freedom of speech. Everybody has a right to their own opinion and how they see some of the things happening within our society and around the world. And it's kind of nice because you get a fresh perspective on my channel from different viewpoints from people living around if we do get into a conversation at the pub. Anyways, this is Black Knight signing out. Hopefully you enjoyed. Hit that subscribe button and hit that like button and hit that notification bell if you ever get a chance to see me or get another video of dogfights, World War II dogfights. This is Black Knight signing out. You guys have a good day.